Live on 5.
Hello, everybody, and good afternoon. I'm Kelly Dunn.
And I'm Kent Earhart. Thank you for joining us for Live on 5. We're going to have a full report on what school officials are saying now about tomorrow.
But topping our news, the full force and devastation of Hurricane Andrew is being realized at this moment. We have some unbelievable pictures to show you, shot by a helicopter news crew this afternoon. This is just total devastation, starting off at a mobile home park in Homestead. I mean, this is like a war zone.
Right. Now, when the sun first came up, we had said earlier today that we would be seeing some dramatic pictures, but of course it took quite a while to get helicopters in the air because of the brisk winds and such, and when they finally could get up, this is what they saw, and as promised, devastation in many areas. This mobile home park just flattened nearly in the Cutler Ridge area. Also, we have a mall, I think, that we have some pictures of.
You can understand why a mobile home park is also one of the first places to be evacuated. Because
that's exactly right.
Positively nowhere you want to be.
There's the Cutler Ridge Mall.
That's the mall at this point, which was heavily damaged, along with numerous other businesses. What, Cutler Ridge, Homestead, I mean, were these the hardest hit areas?
The southern half of the Dade County area appears to be the hardest hit at this time. Now, we certainly can't confirm this. These are probably straight-line winds in excess of 100 miles per hour. That's a storage facility, a mini storage park where obviously many people in Florida utilize these storage areas when they move down from up north because they don't have access to basements here and they have so much property. And this one just destroyed.
To me, it almost seems
Excuse me, as I pan over here, I'll show you that they're all just bottlenecking right here where the law enforcement officers have them all cordoned off and they're not letting anybody back onto the beach yet.
Rob, do we have any idea whether or not they're going to perhaps open up both lanes so that everyone can go in and not just keep it to the one-way lane going in?
Teresa, at this point, no, we don't know this. We just saw this and noticed this. Maybe we can find out from the ground. We're going to work our way over to Key Biscayne and see what kind of damage is over there because we haven't seen that yet. But if you can avoid this area at this time, please do. You know, wait for this to open up and wait for some of these cars to move out of the way.
Okay, we understand that it is supposed to be right about now, 5 o'clock, that is supposed to be open. But as you say, I mean, the gridlock there is so obvious. It's going to be a few hours before folks can get anywhere near the beach unless they happen to be the first ones in line there. So we'll check back with you then, Rob. Thank you.
This man! Let me go! Let me go, man! Let me go! Let me go, man! Let me go!
We were asked to prevent people from coming in and lootering the mall, basically, and help out the police. The police is in charge of us.
As the storm cleared, thousands of residents who evacuated or spent the night in shelters began going home. But for some, what they found was too much to bear. They took comfort instead in just being alive. The National Hurricane Center said it recorded wind gusts of 164 miles an hour during the height of the storm, which was the strongest hurricane to hit the Miami area directly in 27 years. Now that Andrew has punched Florida, the storm is in the Gulf, building strength and apparently taking aim on Louisiana. President Bush has declared South Florida a federal disaster area, meaning that people who lost their businesses and homes can now apply for federal help to try to start the rebuilding process all over again. This is Charles Erie reporting live from Miami.
Thank you, Charles. It's been a long time since Miami was reminded of a hurricane's clutches. During the early morning hours of the storm, Jeff Bernthal and his photographer stayed up during the entire event.
It's about 3 a.m. on the streets of Miami right now. Winds are close to 100 miles per hour, and the eye of Andrew hasn't even approached yet. As you can see, the wind is causing much damage at this point. Street lights are dangling in the trees as if they're about ready to fall onto the streets below. Palm trees are bending and breaking in parts of the street. They're blocking parts of the roads and causing a great deal of damage to other things in this area. Right now, again, winds are at about 100 miles per hour, and the city of Miami is in a state of emergency. It's about 4 a.m. now, and as you can see, the winds are getting stronger. Water is beginning to fill the streets here, and projectiles continue to fly in the air. about 5 a.m. right now. The brunt of this storm is still an hour away. Winds right now are over 100 miles per hour, and it looks like the damage so far is severe. It's about 6 a.m. now, and the eye of the storm is on shore. The eye of Hurricane Andrew is just a couple miles south of our location in downtown Miami. Right now, winds are at about 150 miles an hour, gusting as high as 170. Right now, all of South Florida is at the mercy of Hurricane Andrew.
And here in Palm Beach County, people in Boca Raton are busy cleaning up the mess Andrew left behind. Many residents and business owners woke up this morning to find trees uprooted and property destroyed. Action 5's Lynn Gordon was in the thick of things when Andrew came ashore. She joins us now live from Boca Raton with more. Lynn?
Well, Kelly, as we've been seeing all night and all through the day on the videotape, Andrew had little mercy for anything in its path, including here in Boca Raton, not quite as bad as other parts of South Florida. But it did rip out some trees and rip down power lines and some traffic lights here. As you can see, this tree just completely uprooted out of the ground like it was absolutely nothing. And this is the scene all over Boca Raton. You can drive down just about any street and find a tree uprooted. But luckily, our area did escape most of the destructive forces of Hurricane Andrew. We did get some damage, and Action 5's Tina Conti spent the day checking out the damage, and she has this story.
In the pre-dawn hours, Andrew's force was felt throughout Boca Raton. Beachside trees and vegetation took a pounding. Inland, traffic lights hung by just a thread or were smashed against the pavement as signs flapped furiously in the hurricane-force winds. And near Mary Torres's house, a tree came crashing down.
Whoa, it was terrible. It was like a locomotive train. Look, through the whole area. It was terrible, terrible. What a night.
Uprooted trees were a problem all over town. Some, like these, fell in a row like dominoes. And this huge tree blocked 2 lanes of traffic on Lyons Road. There were other problems, too. This man spent the morning trying to piece together a fence that Hurricane Andrew tore apart. But Chuck and Sheila Myers are grateful that the repairs in Boca are only minor.
I didn't see anything down, and I said, that's not that bad.
So are you relieved at that?
Yes, I was really nervous. I was really worried.
While residents begin to clean up Boca, the Myers say one thing they won't clean out is their hurricane supplies. Because they say although Andrew may be the first and the worst, he may not be the last of the season.
We're ready for the next hurricane.
Yeah. We have a whole month to go. September is usually the worst month for hurricanes. And we may have another one. It could happen again.
In Boca Raton, Tina Conti, Action 5 News.
Now, we were out in all of this about a mile from here, just at the South Beach Pavilion early this morning, about 4 o'clock. Just incredible winds. We're going to show you a little bit of that coming up at 6 o'clock tonight. Kelly, back to you.
And it was incredible. I remember when we tossed to you, Lynn, we were shocked that all of a sudden the winds had picked up and they were indeed so strong you could barely stand up.
It was impossible to stand, and there was sand just whipping into my face, but we got through it.
You sure did. All right, we're going to see that and more coming up at 6. Thanks.